Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I beg to Professor Muhammad Amri bin Lajis, our lecturer for Dfma. My name is Muhammad Firdaus Nurusli and I'm from section 1 of Dfma class, and I will inform about the public speaking, and my title is about Dfma for sheet metalworking. Okay, now I will start. First, I will explain about what is sheet metal. Okay, sheet metal is simply metal formed into thin and flat pieces. It is one of the fundamental forms used in metalworking and can be cut and bent into a variety of different shapes. Okay, and then countless everyday objects are constructed of the material. Thickness can vary significantly, although the thin thickness are considered foil or leaf, and pieces thicker than 6 mm, which is 0.25 inches, are considered plate. Okay, that is the meaning of the sheet metalworking. Next, we will go about what is the working of principal sheet metalworking. Sheet metal is simply simplify metal form into thin and flat pieces. It is one of the fundamental forms used in metalworking and can be cut and bent into a variety kind of shape. What shape we want, we can make it by ourselves. Countless everyday objects are constructed of the material, and the thickness can be very significantly, although extremely thin thickness are considered foil or leaf, and pieces thicker than 6 mm, which is 0.25 inches, are considered as a plate. Okay, next is about the operation of the Dfma for sheet metalworking. Sheet metalworking process can be broken down into two major classification and one major of minor classification. And the two major is which is shearing process and the forming process. The meaning of the shear process is the process which apply shearing force to cut, fracture or split the material. This include the forging and stamping. And how about the forming process? Forming process is the process which cause the metal to undergo desired shape changes without failure, excessive thinning or cracking. This includes bending and stitching rolling. And the one minor of classification is which is the finishing process. The meaning of the finishing process is the process which are used to improve the final surface characteristic. Okay, that is the three operation of the Dfma for sheet metalworking. Next, we will go the which is the sixth classification of the shearing process. We have 6, which is punching, blanking, parting, perforating, notching, and lancing. Okay, there is the minor difference between the punching and the blanking, which is punching shearing process using a die and punch, where the interior portion of the sheet is to be discarded, and for the blanking, shearing process using a die and punch, where the exterior portion of the shearing operation is to be discarded. Okay, we can see that punching is for the interior portion, and while blanking is for the exterior portion. Next is the perforating, which is perforating is punching a number of holes in a sheet, and then parting, shearing the sheet into 2 or more pieces. Notching, removing the pieces from the edges, and for the lancing is the leaving a tab without removing any material between the material. Next is the Dfma for part design consideration for sheet metalworking. Okay, here I cannot show the slide, so maybe Prof can see the slide in my slide, which I attached also. Okay, for design of blanking, design for ease of blanking, W equal to 0.040 angle, minimum for material thinner than 0.047, which is as wide as possible, and then W1 is larger than the material thickness, wider is possible, L equal to 5W, maximum of depth, less if the possible. And lastly, L equal to 5W, maximum length, less if possible. That is the measurement for ease of linking, which is W equal to 0.040 inch, which is 1.016 millimeter for meter thinner, then 0.047, which is 1.194 millimeter. Okay, next, the shear and form operation should have a minimum height. H is height of 2.5 the blend thickness, which is H equal to 2.15 times with the thickness of the metal. Next is reducing a scrap. Scrap material is like the sheet metal that the balance of the sheet material working is, we call this a scrap. So how to reducing a scrap? Scrap metal can be as high as 30%. Computer aided design and planning can minimize the scrap. Tailor weld blanks are multiple pieces of flat sheet but weld together and simultaneous stamp. The example of the scrap is like from the blanking, laser welding, stamping, and okay, this was a three example: blanking, laser welding, and stamping. Next is the stage forming. What is stage forming? Stage forming is the sheet metal is clamped at the edges and stages of a die or form block. It have a little or no lubrication, and that's made of zinc alloy, steels, plastic, woods, and we have a low volume, versatile, and economic production. Okay, in the slide I already touched the picture of the stage forming. Stage forming, the example of the stage forming products is aircraft wing, skin panels, automobile door panels, and window frames. Next is the other forming operation. The other example of forming operation for sheet metal working, firstly is a super plastic forming, which is the metal for do plastic forming, and secondly is explosive forming, control used to explosive energy, which kind like a chemical explosive or another, which is we apply the formula for the explosive forming, which is P equal to K in bracket cube root of W over R, the power of E, which is P as usual the pressure in Pascal. K is a constant, which is 21,640 NT. W is the weight of the explosive. R is the distance of the explosive from the workplace, and A is a constant, which is generally 1.15. Next, the other forming operation is pin forming, which is pin forming is a surface of sheet metal is exposed to compressive stresses, and then laser forming, and a laser assisted forming. Next is a gas and liquefied gases mixture as an energy source, and then the electrohydraulic forming. Next is the magnetic pulse forming. Okay, in the slide I already attached with the two picture, which is the systematic illustration of the magnetic pulse forming process used to form a tube over a plug. And then the second picture is the aluminium tube collapse over a aluminium tube collapse. I have a fever. Aluminium tube collapse over a hexagonal plug by the magnetic pulse forming process. Okay, that's all for the Dfma designed for manufacture as assemble for sheet metal working. That's all from me. Thank you.